Hey, this is Anjay, this is AM Guitars, and I'm going to tell you today that you're probably using the wrong pick. Plectrums, not the most exciting of topics, but I think one of the most important and overlooked things in guitar playing. When I first started playing guitar, I had a huge pick, something not dissimilar from this thing. And I played with it, it worked, it did the job. And then I kind of moved on to these little Jim Dunlop nylon picks, 1mm Jim Dunlop picks. And I read somewhere about a heavy metal band that I listened to using much thicker picks. So I moved on to these 3mm big stubbies, which as you can see are considerably thicker. And I stuck with a combination of these two picks for the best part of 20 years. And then I saw someone playing guitar that I really liked, and they were using this teeny tiny little pick, this little Jazz 3 red pick. And it got me thinking about the place of picks and plectrums in your guitar's tone and in the way you play guitar. Because the plectrum is your direct connection to the strings. It is how you interface with your guitar. And as such, you should probably spend a bit of time looking at what best suits you. So I bought a big pack from Dunlop of mixed plectrums. And I'll put a link in the description below to that sort of thing. And it came with lots of different types of plectrums in different shapes and sizes. This is one of them, the little mini Jazz Tortex M3, and had loads and loads and loads of plectrums. This sort of size plectrum down to this kind of size. And as you can see, the Jazz and the standard sort of plectrum size are a bit different. And each one had its own unique kind of feel to it. Some were too thick, some were too thin, some were too big, some were too small. And I kind of settled on this Jazz 3 style pick. This was what I was using to start with, and then I moved on to buying myself some of these extra grip red nylon ones. And I carried on playing with it, and it wasn't quite right still. So I kind of looked around and I discovered this one, which you can't really see very easily, but it's the John Petrucci Jazz 3 pick, and it's slightly bigger than the Jazz 3. Just about to see that. And it's slightly smaller than the kind of standard size one. And I played with this for a while and really liked it, and then kind of slowly drifted back towards this one again. Then, recently, I discovered Swiss picks, which are these things, which come in different textures or different materials, different thicknesses. This is 1.3mm, sorry, 1.3mm, this is 0.9. And these felt really nice and had loads and loads of grip, and I really like these. And you can get these in standard size as well. So I've got some of these and they're great. But again, wasn't something missing? I don't know, just this quest for perfection. So I bought a couple of different ones. Now keep in mind, these are all varying costs. So your standard kind of Dunlop ones like this don't cost a great deal. Swiss picks cost a little bit more because I had to get these imported from elsewhere. And then I sort of slowly moved on, bought one of these, which is the Rob Chapman Gravity pick. And this was about £5 with delivery. And also bought a pack of these, I love these, the Ribeiro, or the Beer Signature Plectrum, which is a flow. So you have your standard size, this is with Dunlop. You have your Jazz size, you have an intermediate Jazz size, and you have flow, which is a slightly different shape. If you look at this compared to the Jazz, it is a different shape, it's slightly bigger. It's a lot better if you like to use the side of the plectrum rather than just the point, which I know a lot of people do and I do as well. And this became quite quickly my favourite. I didn't gel with the Chapman one. It's very big, and it's very, very thick, very, very heavy, very sharp. It's lovely, but didn't gel. This beer flow pick, the material, the flex in it, so it has a little bit of flex, but it's quite thick. You can use the edges, which gives you less flex when you're playing, which means it works well for acoustics, because I like a flexible pick for acoustic guitars. But it's also, if you hold it a bit lower down, it really digs in for heavier stuff. So for me, this represents so far, this and the Swiss picks, these represent the best off-the-shelf picks that I've used. And then I got a little bit obsessed with picks recently, whilst we've been locked down, and started making my own. This is made out of... So this is slightly big, again, slightly bigger than a Jazz, slightly smaller than a Flow, slightly smaller than... If I'll use this one, slightly smaller than a standard pick. Different shape. Got the little hole for grip. This one has a texture as well. And this is made from 2mm extruded HDPE plastics. And this is made from 2mm extruded nylon. So these are very thick, not a little bit flexible in that, very grippy, and a shape that I really like because I've shaped it specifically for how I play and what I do. So I can use the edge, I can use the end. So my sort of quest for perfection led to me actually making my own picks, which is a bit extreme, I know. But what I'm trying to get to on all of this is all of these plectrums feel different. The materials feel different. The thicknesses feel different. And they all make you play differently. So when I moved from... The biggest leap for me was moving from this huge thick one to a Jazz. That made an enormous difference to the way I played, because I could be much more intricate with one of these compared to one of these. But when I came to playing on the acoustic, I needed something with more flex, so carried on using the bigger pick. Which is why the beer pick kind of fits really nicely with my way of playing. So you quite possibly are using the wrong plectrum for your guitar playing style. So experiment, buy picks, go and test picks, test different materials, different thicknesses, and see how much of a difference it makes to your playing style. And in the meantime, I shall just sit here sadly sanding bits of plastic into my own special type of plectrum. Let me know in the comments if you've got a particular plectrum you really like to use. Let me know if there's a particular material you use. Do you make your own? Have you found a small manufacturer that makes amazing ones? Are there plectrums that you really dislike and that you never wanted to use? Or are you somebody who got a plectrum with your guitar and have used the same plectrum ever since? Let me know in the discussion below. Like, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Cheers.